Okay, today is April 7, 4:41. It is closed. The market actually was closed the entire day because of the holiday today. But we saw unusual options yesterday when the market closed right at the last hour on Tesla. So we wanted to go over three reasons why we think that Tesla will be going up actually on Monday when the market finally opens. So we'll go right into it then. So Tesla, first reason is, of course, our unusual options we saw on the market closing. So the data is still showing for the last hour yesterday at 3:03. You'll see here these 3,000 contracts here at the 185 puts and the 185 calls done at 3:03 p.m. So right before that market closed yesterday, we saw them selling the 185 puts and buying the 185 calls. Okay, so that seems like a very unusual options strategy here. We will mimic that. Keep in mind that these options here, it is possibly a closing order because this volume is actually less than the open interest here. Okay, so this is what we're talking about here as well. It's this volume is again less than the open interest, so it's possible that this is a closing order and not an opening order. So this is so we'll find out on Monday. But our current idea is that this was selling the 185 puts and then buying the 185 calls right here. Okay, and so if you analyze this trade, you'll see that it is actually a very bullish bet as the price, which is at 185, as it goes up, it will be profitable. As you can see, it is above that zero profit loss diagram. The zero is the profits on the y-axis. So, and to put on a trade like this, selling that 185 put is basically saying you're going to buy 100 shares of Tesla. And so one of these contracts is 18,500 buying power required. And since they did 3,000 of them, that's $55.5 million. So this is a very large institution that put this trade on. And again, it could be a closing order or an opening order. So that's something to keep in mind. And so that brings us to the second reason why we think it will be coming up on Monday. Okay, so on that day, on yesterday, April 6th, you'll notice that the candle here is hollow. So what this means is that this red candle on this is that it opened on this price at the bottom end of the candle, but then it closed higher. So there was actually more, at the end of the day, there was more momentum pushing that price up. So this is a good sign when there's a hollow red candle as opposed to a solid red candle, because a solid red candle means that it had opened at this price and then throughout the day it ended up lower. When it's hollowed, it ended up higher. So there was the bulls came in and pushed it back up a little. However, it still ended lower than the previous day. That's why it's still colored red. Okay, so if we look at this and we look at the pattern, okay, we move backwards and you look at other red candles in the past. Here's one on March 2nd. You'll see here right after a hollow candle, the next day is a green day. So that went up. Same here. February 24, hollow candle, red hollow candle, green day is the next day. We'll go back further and look for those hollow red candles. Here's another one. See, January 13, hollow green the next day. So it's just the day, the next day. So that's what it's telling us. It could still go down 2 days later, but the next day it looks like here. Now we're going into the previous year in 2022, and you'll also see here another. This is December 8, hollow candle, green day is the next one. Okay, but keep in mind it does go down again. It can go down again with this type of pattern that we're seeing here. And then we go back some more. You see here another red hollow candle and a green day. This green is actually a solid green, which is a little different, which means that it had opened up higher, but then it ended up closing lower. But it was still above, it was still higher than the previous day, this candle. Okay. Same thing here on this day, October 24, hollow red, green, bullish candle the next day. Okay. And we'll just go one more example. And so this is the final example where it's not. You see here a hollow one here, but it's red. So this broke that pattern. However, there was a hollow one here, and then it was green. So you could make the argument that maybe when these hollow candles are just too close to each other, maybe this pattern does not work as well. So keep in mind, these are just patterns, and we're just recognizing some of these patterns. But since this September of last year, this pattern of hollow red candles has been happening with Tesla stock. So we've noticed this going on, and you can take that into account. And so our third reason why we think it could go up on Monday is actually just a Fibonacci. Let's pull a Fibonacci here from this low level here up to the recent high. And you could see that on this Fibonacci level here, you could see that we're actually at the 61.8% level. It bounced at that level, and that was as a very strong support here at this golden ratio level, known as the Fibonacci golden ratio. So that's the last reason why we think on Monday Tesla should be a green day, a bullish day. Okay. But how far it goes up from there, we don't know. And so that's just sort of what we think right now. And yeah, so if you think these three reasons were helpful, or you found some value in this analysis, please give us a like and subscribe, hit the bell icon, and you'll be notified whenever you see these unusual options and we see any kind of patterns we want everybody to know about. It helps our channel when you like it and subscribe. Thank you very much.